Imagine an underground city so massive that it could swallow every pyramid in Egypt and still have room to spare. A maze of more than 3,000 rooms, endless corridors, carved stone walls covered in stories no one has read for thousands of years. Some say it was built to guard the secrets of the gods. Others think it was a tomb for a forgotten dynasty. But here's the strangest part. If it really exists, it's still hidden beneath the desert, exactly where the pharaohs wanted it to stay.
The first whispers about the labyrinth came from the Greek historian Herodotus, who claimed to have seen it with his own eyes around 450 BC. He described 12 massive halls, endless passageways, and walls so richly carved they made the Great Pyramid look plain. And yet today, if you ask most archaeologists where it is, they'll tell you it's nothing but a legend. But legends have a way of leaving crumbs behind. Over the centuries, explorers, soldiers, even treasure hunters claimed to have stumbled on pieces of the labyrinth, then vanished back into history without proof. It's a mystery wrapped in sand, stone, and just enough truth to make you wonder, could the Lost Labyrinth of Egypt still be out there, waiting?
Herodotus wasn't the only ancient writer to talk about the labyrinth. Centuries later, the Greek geographer Strabo also claimed to have seen it. He described massive stone roofs, courtyards, and columns so tall they seemed impossible to carve with the tools of the time. And here's the kicker. He said it was built right next to the legendary Lake Moeris, a lake that no longer exists.
Over time, the lake dried up, the sands moved in, and the labyrinth, if it was ever there, was swallowed whole. Egypt's deserts are like that. They hide things for thousands of years, but they also protect them.
So, how could something that massive just vanish? The answer might be in Egypt's own history. There's evidence that later pharaohs deliberately buried or sealed places they didn't want the world to see. Tombs, temples, even entire cities. The labyrinth could have been one of them.
Fast forward to the 1800s. European explorers arrive in Egypt armed with shovels, maps, and a lot of ambition. In 1888, British archaeologist Flinders Petrie dug near the pyramids of Hawara and claimed he'd found the ruins of a gigantic platform, possibly the labyrinth's roof. But the structure was in ruins, stripped bare of carvings, as if someone had erased its story. And then came the twist. Petrie's notes mention huge blocks of black granite and traces of walls leading underground. But before the site could be fully explored, the digs stopped. Some blame funding issues. Others whisper about official orders to leave it buried.
Since then, researchers have tried ground-penetrating radar, aerial surveys, and even satellite imaging. Some scans show strange rectangular shapes beneath the sand, but no one has gone down to see them in person, at least not officially.
So what could be inside this legendary maze? Ancient texts talk about entire histories carved into its walls, records of dynasties long forgotten, and maybe even details of Egypt's origins before the pharaohs. Others believe it could hide treasures or something more dangerous, knowledge the rulers didn't want falling into the wrong hands.
And here's the thought that gives me chills. If the labyrinth does exist, its halls have been sealed off for at least 2,000 years. That means everything inside is exactly as it was left, untouched, waiting. Today, the Lost Labyrinth of Egypt sits in a strange place, half legend, half possibility. Archaeologists debate whether it's real or just ancient exaggeration, but the land where it's said to lie is still off limits to full excavation. So maybe Herodotus really did walk its endless halls, or maybe it's still down there, waiting for someone brave enough to step inside.
Until then, the labyrinth will remain what it has always been. A mystery carved in stone, buried in silence, and protected by the desert itself.